Hello, my name's Simonaz and welcome to another Simonaz Guide video. Today I want to talk about the essentials of Rogue in PvE. I've read a lot of conversations on Discords from players looking to improve their performance, and very often they're concerned about a truly unimportant aspect of their gameplay or character setup while having, for example, 80% uptime on Slice and Dice. Let's go over the top 3 actually important things for your rogue's damage output in raids. Without a doubt, the most important aspect of your gameplay is to maximize uptime. That's the amount of time you spend attacking enemies. The vast majority of rogue's damage is passive from auto attacks and poison triggers from those auto attacks. Simply spending more time attacking compared to another player is by far the best way to improve your damage output. Each second of additional time spent attacking is worth well over 5,000 damage, and the better your gear is, the more valuable each second is. You might be wondering, well, how do you do that? Don't you just run up to the enemy and start hitting it? I think a lot of people don't even realize when and why they are losing uptime in raids, so let's go over a couple of examples. On nearly every pull, you want to be in front of the raid, right next to the tank, so you can move in and start attacking as soon as possible. Whenever you see the tank on a mob and you're still holding W moving to the mob, you should think, aha, I've made a mistake, I wasn't paying attention, I could have moved better in that circumstance. You can get to bosses a little faster by using sprint on the pull, especially for bosses like Ignis, XT Deconstructor, or Iron Council that require some movement right at the start. Usually good usage of sprint can get you an extra second of uptime on the boss. On a boss like Freya or Yogg-saron, you need to be very quick with acquiring your targets and starting attacking each time a new ad spawns. Across many spawns in each encounter, there's huge potential for increasing your uptime by attacking quickly. Some bosses like XT Deconstructor have mechanics you have to deal with like Gravity Bomb that can reduce your uptime. It's important to deal with them quickly and resume attacking the boss. In the case of Gravity Bomb, you want to rocket boot or sprint to a safe distance, use Cloak of Shadows to remove the debuff, then get right back to XT. For every mechanic, you should think about how you can deal with it while losing as little attacking time as possible. A good way to check how quickly you started attacking a boss is to use the Events tab on Warcraft logs. You can click right here, and then click on your character, and you can see how early in the fight your first action was. On this Ignis pull, I started attacking the boss 1.9 seconds into the boss, and frankly, that's a bit slow. That's something, if I was paying better attention, I probably could have got closer to 1 second. The second important thing for rogue DPS is to never let your energy reach maximum. This wastes energy because your regeneration cannot continue while you are already at maximum energy. You should always watch your energy and make sure you are pressing something before your bar is full, even if it's just a Sinister Strike or Mutilate. Energy is a very precious resource, and rogues can convert it into damage at rates over 200 damage per energy for assassination, or 125 per single point of energy for combat. And just like with the uptime figures, the better your gear is, the more damage you can get out of each point of energy. Wasting any of this precious resource by letting your bar fill up completely is bad. Spending it on anything is better. You can use Warcraft logs to check if you've capped energy on a fight by looking at the Resources tab. You can click here, then click on your character name, and then switch it from hit points to energy. Now, Warcraft logs tracking of energy during an encounter isn't perfect, but it's usually good enough. We can see here that I started with 110 energy, and I came up to 109 right here, and 109.5 right there. In all likelihood, I probably capped energy for a brief moment at these points. This is an area of improvement and tells me I need to pay closer attention to my energy bar to make sure I'm not capping energy like this. The third important thing for rogues is to make sure they maintain full Slice and Dice uptime. The first thing you do when you get onto a target should be a single combo point builder, either Sinister or Mutilate, and then immediately Slice and Dice. This buff is worth well over 2,500 damage per second and only gets better the more gear you have. There really isn't any other rogue ability as important as Slice and Dice. Rupture, Eviscerate, and even the godly Envenom from Assassination rogues does not come anywhere near the power of Slice and Dice. You might think that, oh, it's no big deal if you let Slice and Dice drop for a second or two to get a big Rupture or Eviscerate in, but it absolutely is, in fact, a big deal. Making sure you have full uptime of Slice and Dice should be your #1 priority when deciding what abilities to use. Again, we can use Warcraft logs to check out our Slice and Dice uptime. This time, we're going to go to the Buffs tab, then find our character, and then we'll scroll down a little bit where we find Slice and Dice. And we can click on that, and we can see here that I put Slice and Dice up 2.7 seconds into the fight. I dropped it for a fraction of a second right here, about 0.2 of a second, and maintained it almost the entire rest of the fight, just dropping it for about a second at the very end. So that is pretty good. That amounts to 97.5% uptime over the course of this fight. Maximizing your uptime, making sure you don't reach energy cap, and maintaining Slice and Dice are by far the 3 most important things you can control about your gameplay to improve your performance in raids. The truth is that many of the things people debate about on class discords and forums just don't have nearly as big of an impact as these 3. Oftentimes, players will look at top logs and pick out one little peculiarity or unexpected thing in the log and then attribute the success of the player to that one weird change. Almost always, the actual reason that log is on top is because the player maximized their time on target, didn't cap energy, didn't let Slice and Dice drop, had a fast kill time, and got good crit RNG. Fast kill times and good crit RNG also have a huge impact on your performance, as well as the things we talked about in this video, but they are not things that are in your control. For most other decisions made, the log would very likely be a top log, whether they chose option A or option B, or item 1 or item 2, and it probably didn't make that meaningful of a difference. I hope this video helped you learn about what is important to pay attention to in raids and what is not. Make sure you don't get distracted on something insignificant like your boggling root buff uptime, and then lose a second of actual uptime on the boss. Thanks for watching The Simonized Show. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Can't wait for more sweet videos? Links are on screen that you can watch right now. Be sure to join the Discord server and pop by on Twitch to catch me live. Links to both are in the video description. Thank you for watching and have a great day.